trying to find a way to fight this in this endgame with the same color bishop down the pawn and with a clear idea for Fabi. Very tough call. And in these moments for a player, it's also just about accepting the inevitability of the position that you have. You've tried to create your chances, you've tried to create the mess, you've tried to create the chaos, but at the end, even the clock situation, it really cost Alireza in that endgame. And we can see it on him. He might play on for a few moves, but with that head shake, this will not last long. And Fabi there, he's definitely found this idea that, David, you mentioned of the king march. He's also been thinking while Alireza takes a thing. The more I see this, the more I agree with Peter that I think this position will not be played out, at least not for too long. We might have just a few more moves. But you can see that Alireza's resigned to his fate right now.
Yeah, there's also the idea for white to bring the king to h3, put the white bishop back on f1 if necessary, and just take the h4 pawn. Just cold, calm, collected, as Caruana often is. So, yeah, it looks over Firouzja, unfortunately, for today. At least the chess didn't speak for itself. Maybe the dress spoke for itself. It was just a difficult situation with all the drama that's going on. Yeah, it's just, I mean, we all love seeing him play. He's world class. He's phenomenal when he's in form, but all these things adding up, all against him. Yeah, it's just been a tough tournament. He'll be back. And, still with a big save.
We have to mention also that so far there was always this case that if he wins all his games, then he has a chance. Yeah, but if he loses today's game, he will fall back to -3. And mathematically, even if winning all the remaining 4 games should not be enough because he can only get to +1 score. And obviously from all the other 5 players who are fighting for the top place, it's mathematically impossible that someone will not outscore the +1.
And that has got to be so heartbreaking for Firouzja with his hustle to the candidates, last minute open tournament. You get that rating spot. You do what needs to be done to get into it. You have all these big hopes and, of course, big expectations as well around you, being the creative genius that he is. And then things start falling apart one game at a time. And it really was so important for Firouzja in this one with the black pieces. We've been talking about the importance of this game, a must-win game for Fabi, but for Firouzja to keep his hopes alive, his chances alive in the tournament, this loss would be the nail in the coffin. And there we have it. Fabi is going for David's plan of the king march up to the h4 pawn.
Yeah, great technique from Fabiano. He knows it. He's looking away. He's calculated everything. He knows the exact plan. Here, it's not even about calculation. It's just about plans. And I just don't see any counterplay for black. Not much to do, unfortunately. This might be the moment of resignation for black. Nothing to do. White simply, with this last move, shows he knows the way to win. And that's often what it takes for the handshake.
Well, with this bishop d7, Fabi was just very clinical. The bishop looked very good on c6. Yeah, one could have given the argument that why do you need to move that bishop, but this was super clean, making sure that black is completely tied down. The bishop hits the pawn on f5. White's king is marching towards the h4 pawn. Just no hopes at all. And what a crazy situation. Yeah, if Alireza would have won yesterday that fantastic game that he played against Jan Nepomniachtchi, it would be a completely different situation. But after failing to convert his advantage and going down here, that's the end. That's the end for him in these candidates.
This would indeed be the final shot to Alireza's dream of making it to the World Championship. If he loses this one, that would be the end of the road for that. Even mathematically impossible to make it to the top, as Peter, you pointed out. For Fabi, the must-win situation seems to become a reality as he moves closer towards that point that he needs, now catching up with the leader. Fabi confidently gets up, leaves the board. So much pressure on Alireza's king and the bishop. Overloaded, trying to stop the b2 pawn, trying to keep the f5 pawn defended, the h4 pawn coming into fire. And that is it. Alireza Firouzja resigns. He does not want to suffer anymore. Fabiano Caruana goes ahead, closes in with the leader with that win, keeps his chances alive. But for Alireza Firouzja, it will not be the World Championship this time.
Yeah, and that leaves us with one remaining